Hello, shadow burst parents. These little petite Australian Labradoodle puppies are 3 weeks old, and this is our week 3 video litter update. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and in today's video we are going to tell you all about the big milestone that the puppies have reached. We're going to tell you about their move. We're going to start talking about desensitization and how that relates to socialization and how important that is in your puppy's life. We'll also give you an update on the puppy's weights, and we'll give you an update on Mama Labradoodle Raven. So as you can see, the puppies are in a new location. They have a lot more space, and they are graduated out of the maternity ward and into the nursery, which we call our Doodle den. So now they are right in the hub of everything. They can see out, they can hear everything because every single one of these Labradoodle puppies has met that milestone where their ears are open. So everybody can see, everybody can hear, and they're now in an environment where there are things to see and hear. So in the Doodle den, there is exposure to other dogs. We also have multiple playlists that we have for the dogs, and that doesn't mean that they just get to listen to the top 10 hits as that you can find on Billboard. What they are hearing is a series of sounds that start to desensitize them. So we have playlists with fireworks, thunder and lightning, doorbells, sirens, equipment, construction equipment, all sorts of different things. They also see all of the other adult dogs passing back and forth, as the Doodle den is the hub for our dogs. This is where they all eat all of their meals. And then just right over here, of course, are the other 2 litters who we have combined. And so there are the 9 puppies over right next to them who are 6 weeks old. And there is a lot of talking that those puppies do. There's growling, there's all sorts of things that go on. So the puppies, Raven's puppies, hear what the other puppies are doing and are being exposed to that. We also have 2 older puppies who are right around 4 months old. They are headed off for England next week, and so those puppies are in here quite frequently because they're not completely house trained. They are in here with one another doing various things together when they aren't in the house with us being completely supervised. So lots and lots of new activities going on. So why did we move them, and how do we know when to move them? Well, we move them because first of all, they're getting too big and able to move around too much to be safe in the whelping box. They can all climb out of it. Now they're all coordinated enough. They all are strong enough on their 4 legs to be able to navigate and get around and go over various barriers that they weren't previously. So we don't want the puppies falling out of the box. We don't want them splaying about on the floor, and they need more space to be able to develop their coordination and their muscles. So if you see here, this is quite a lot more space that they have. And you'll see that I'm sitting on pee pads, and that it's wall-to-wall pee pads. And that's because, of course, the puppies are just 3 weeks old. So we're going to be building on those natural instincts. Everything we do with the puppies is building on natural instincts. This is why we feed a raw diet, because we are building on what a dog eats naturally. They do not naturally eat processed food. They naturally eat raw meat. So we have them eating naturally. And it is their instinct to have a bed, and they obviously have a bed. You can see Raven is in here with her babies, and their instinct is not to be going to the bathroom in the place where they eat and sleep. So they may just make it to here when they come out to pee, but what we're working on is moving them farther and farther away. And there is a pee over on the pee mat, which is way far away in the farthest corner that they can go, which is a really great sign. For the first couple of days, it's really good if they make it out to here, and usually that's about it. They just step out of the bed, pee, and get back in the bed. Now this bed is, I don't know how old. It's very old. It has gone through thousands of washings. But the reason why we use this bed at this point in time is because it is old, and you can see that it really doesn't have high sides. It's really easy for little puppies to be able to get in and out of. It's also got enough support still when they're this little that they can sleep like Silver Collar is here, where they have a nice headrest. Australian Labradoodles love to sleep upside down, and they also love to sleep with a headrest. So you'll see Blue Collar Boy here, he is doing that classic Labradoodle upside down pose. And Raymond, I know you want to sit next to me, but I think you're sitting on your puppy here. There we go. We'll just rescue Pink Collar Girl there as Raven moved over to get some snuggles. So there's all sorts of opportunity for them to be, again, working off natural instincts, breed-specific instincts in a nice, cozy environment. It also makes them feel really secure. It's nice and soft and fuzzy, so it feels a little bit like Mama Raven. We've turned the heat up in here because even though the puppies are better able to regulate their body temperature now, they're still not entirely able to do that. So of course we don't want them getting any drafts or being cold. So we have the temperature up to still around 21 to 22 degrees. And so they're cozy, they're warm, they're comfortable. And I tell you, these guys moved in here and it was like they'd always been in here. They came in and they were like, oh yeah, okay, sure. Raven was the one who was having the problem with the moving. She kept going back to where they were in the nursery, in the maternity ward rather, checking. She'd go in the box, she'd sniff around, she'd come back, she'd come here, she'd go back. So we just let her do that. We let her go back and forth. We left the doors open so she could go in and check as many times as she needed to feel comfortable that indeed all of her babies are here. Now, while the puppies and Raven have moved here, where Raven goes outside has changed as well. For the first 3 weeks, we limit very strictly where the dogs are able to go. So she was going out our front door to a very small area in our driveway. We don't have as many rabbits out there, and we don't have as much dog traffic out there. In the backyard, we have endless rabbits, we have deer, we have quite a lot of wildlife, lots of different birds, and all of our adult dogs go out there. That's where they go to the bathroom. So at first we have Raven limited to just a small outdoor area, and that's the same area that the older 6-week-old puppies are able to access. It is enclosed, it's safe, so she can't go too far. Now that we've done that and we've moved along a little bit, we are letting Raven go out and have the run of the backyard with the other dogs on a limited basis. So she doesn't go out there every time. She only goes out there 2 or 3 times a day when she's with us. And why does she go with us? Can she escape? No, it's not for that. It's so I can keep my eyes on her, and if she does happen to see some fresh rabbit poop or deer poop, I can distract her and get her away from that, so we stop her from eating as much wildlife poop as possible. It is an absolute gourmet delight if you're a dog. I'll pass on that and just take their word for it. So Raven did settle in. It didn't take her terribly long. And then we ran into a problem with her. And the problem was no matter how high of an X-pen we put around her, you can see this one here is just 24 inches. This is what we normally use. We had one that was up to 42 inches, Reynolds, or 42 inches. And it was completely surrounding her. She got out. She decided, oh, the puppies have moved. Obviously they're grown up now. They don't need me anymore. I don't need to be in there. I want to come out and be where the action is. I should be in the house all the time. In fact, we should move my puppies into the house. I don't know why I'm out here. It was funny and it was entertaining, but at the same time it was very worrisome, because while Raven could climb out, that meant she had to climb back in. And every time she's going up and over 42 inches, there's a risk of injury to her, and more particularly when she came in, if one of the puppies happened to be out in this area here and she was climbing in, she had no way of controlling herself and where she landed, so she could have harmed one of the puppies. So we decided we would just have to improvise. We brought it all back down to the 24 inches. And what we do is we take everyone out of here. We leave the door open. Raven can come and go as she pleases, but the other dogs do not have access to this area. And then when the other dogs are coming through or they're being fed or whatever we're doing in here, then we just close the door and Raven just tells us if she'd like to be in or out. Now right now Raven is off to the side, and Rena will just show you there. She's in her own little bed over there. You can see she has her lineup of dishes, and that is where she chooses to sleep. She only comes to be in here on the bed when she's feeding the puppies. So that seems a little unfriendly and unmotherly. It's not. It's completely on schedule and very good instincts on Raven's part. She's aware naturally that next week she's going to start weaning these puppies. Now these puppies are petites, so they don't have a lot of teeth going on right now. But next week when we're doing our update, they will be eating solid food. And so she will be working more and more to get them weaned, because believe it or not, in 3 weeks from now, Raven will be going home. She's halfway through her job, and the puppies will be completely independent in terms of eating, sleeping, going to the bathroom and such. So it's a huge change. The first 3 weeks they seem so helpless, and then the next 3 weeks it's like, oh wow, what happened there? What a big change. So you can see they're not doing anything much yet. They're still being infants. They still eat, sleep, repeat. You can see that, I think this is Orange Collar Girl. Yes, it is. She's upside down here, completely relaxed. Well, you can tell everybody's totally relaxed. You can see some of the herky-jerky movements going on with Silver Collar there. Those are the twitches that the puppies do to develop their muscle tone and to become more coordinated. It's not because they're having a dream. It's not because they are having a seizure or anything. That is nature's way of ensuring that their muscle tone is good and that they continue to develop their muscle strength even though they sleep most of the time. Because right now they do sleep most of the time. So that's what the puppies are doing. Now, as for desensitization, well, this is happening naturally right now. All we're doing for this first week and few days is letting them absorb the sounds that are occurring. The other puppies, the sound of the doggy door, the playlists that we're playing. The playlists are more for the benefit of the older puppies as opposed to these guys, but oh, it just does a world of good for them as well. So they're going to be starting off, growing up right away, being accustomed to listening to fireworks, sirens, things that tend to be a little bit frightening for dogs. And they'll be so used to listening to it that they'll just go, oh well, whatever. You can hear the doggy door there flapping in the background. That's a really good thing for them to get used to hearing. There's a dehumidifier and an air purifier in here. They can hear that equipment going all the time. All of these things just go into the background and just become normal life for them. Same as when our dogs come in here. If it's time to go out, there's always lots of, wow, this is exciting. There's often a couple of barks going on. If there's a little bit of congestion at the door, there can be some growling going on as everybody jostles for the prime space. And certainly the two older puppies, when they're playing together, oh, their wrestling is super exuberant. There is growling and snarling and barking and yipping and yapping, and they race up and down. They're quite entertaining. So again, really good for these guys. They see it and it just goes into their head by osmosis that, oh well, this is just normal stuff. Now right outside the door here is our laundry room, so we leave the door propped open. Then they can hear the washing machine, they can hear the dryer, and our kitchen is right next to that. So then they can hear all of the kitchen noise. And of course the kitchen is always the center of the household, so they hear us talking, plates banging, all sorts of things going on. And if we have company over, usually we're hanging around our island, so they can hear all sorts of different voices. So great exposure, all natural, all in the background, and all while they're in what they consider to be a secure environment. So the key to desensitization is that it doesn't stress the puppy out. So let's say we were doing the fireworks playlist. So when you start to desensitize and expose a dog to something, you start at a low level. So we have them on very soft. And then because we have the older puppies, we increase the volume until it sounds like you're at a fireworks show, that you're right there. Now, if we saw that that was bothering these puppies and causing them to sit up, take note, go like this, really get a little concerned. If we saw any whale eye, which is where you see the white of the eye on your dog, or if they were shivering or trying to get away or hide, then we would turn it back down, because that isn't going to do them any good. We have another area in the house. We have our puppy family room. We can easily take the 9 puppies, put them down there, have the same playlist on, and turn it up much louder if it's bothering these guys at all. But so far, nothing's happened. They also are big NFL football fans. They are Seahawks fans, and they also are Las Vegas Raiders fans. And hockey starts this week. So they will be watching hockey, and they will be Montreal Canadiens fans. So if you have a different team that you like, you're going to have to reprogram them when they come home to you. So sporting activities are great. There's lots of crowd noise. The announcers go, "Oh, oh, he shoots, he scores," all sorts of things going on, plus commercials with all sorts of different sounds. And then we also play a wide selection of music for them. So they get everything from classical to rock to jazz to country. We put all sorts of different things in there for them. And that all just helps to have a nice, calm, relaxed, accepting puppy. All based on a natural behavior pattern, and doing it in a very gradual way, and being very careful to observe and listen to what the puppies are telling us. So if they're in the least bit uncomfortable, then we stop. Now, the main thing you'll notice about this week's video is that Raven's not here sitting on me. She came over and sat with me, and then she removed herself. And that is Raven communicating to me that, yeah, you can have them now. You look after them. I'll just sit over here and make sure that everything's going all right. And she doesn't feel that need to be with me right in my face like she was before, when she was always hugging me and wanting to sit right on me, because she's out in the house more. She's sitting on my lap, and she's getting her fill of attention, not right next to her puppies, but rather out in a more natural environment. And also, there you can hear what I'm talking about there. So that's one of the older puppies. He's barking at his friend Willa because they have chew toys, and she has obviously commandeered both of them right now. So that's the type of thing, and you'll see the reaction. Yeah, nothing. They're just like, yep, that's okay. We've heard that a million times. We're not the least bit concerned about it. So that's what these guys have been up to this week. And that's what we're going to continue to do for the next week, and right through up to the time when your puppy family visit date comes about. The main things that we'll move toward between now and then will be getting them onto solid food, and then getting them even more interested in the outside world. We will start with taking them out of here, out of their little enclosure, putting them in even a bigger space, and we'll start to introduce toys. We'll see how they're doing. They have the one toy here that you can see. This is just a dangling toy. It's actually a human puppy toy. It's once they start moving around, well, they do move around. What will happen is they'll walk into here, and it'll just move when they walk. And right now they don't care. They don't respond to that. But as they get a little bit older, they'll start to go, oh, well, what is it? And once the teeth start really coming in, they'll be right there chewing it. So again, we watch, we wait, we let them tell us when they're ready, and then we start to introduce different toys. And next week, we will talk a lot more about toys and how important they are to your puppy and to your adult dog as well. So that is our update for this week. Your video, if you're on this reservation list that will come out next week for you, will be all about desensitization, socialization, and how you're going to socialize and continue socializing your puppy when you get them home. It's really just a continuation of this type of thing. It's just done in a different way, and of course with your puppy individually. Now in Head Start, we will also do a lot of work with your puppy on an individual basis to make sure that each puppy is fully comfortable with everything that's going on. And we have some weights for the puppies here. Their current weights. So we're going to do the puppies in birth order as always. So we're going to start with blue collar. And even though they can hear and they are well aware that I'm here, we still take a moment to touch them, let them know we're here before we pick them up. So it's never something that's startling them or making them in the least bit uncomfortable with people. Hi. Now last week we couldn't see everybody's eyes because they waited for a day, and already this week you'll see some of them will be giving great eye contact, such as blue collar is here. Hello, handsome. How you doing? Yeah, what a gorgeous puppy you are. Mr. Blue Collar is one of the puppies who is over the 1 kilogram mark, and he is 1.1 kilograms. Yay, good for you. Really doing nicely with their weight gains. I love how this puppy is giving me his full attention, really focused on me as much as he can be. Not that he can see me very clearly. And then if you just look, this is what you see. This is an Australian Labradoodle pile. Oh yeah, we're just hanging around upside down. We had a nice feed from mom, and now we're just airing out our tummies for everybody to see. Yeah, this is pink and this is orange. So the girls are really putting on a show there. You can also see the beautiful white markings on these beautiful black phantom girls. Next we have Red Collar Boy. Red Collar Boy is our chocolate phantom, our only chocolate in the litter. Everyone else is the beautiful gleaming ebony color. Hello, buddy. And Mr. Red Collar is still the biggest puppy in the litter. He is 1.16 kilograms. And there he is with those handsome blue eyes, and see how he's giving me his attention, having a little yawn because I've distracted him from his sleep. And then he's focused off on something, but he's still turning towards me. This is what I love to see in a puppy, and it's really nice when they're young and they're already showing you that they're interested in you. Right, handsome? This is our little flashy boy with all of his white on him. Really makes him stand out quite a bit. So that's Mr. Red Collar Boy. Next we have Pink Collar Girl. That's not your mom, silly. No. That's not a milk bar, not yet. There you go. And Pink Collar Girl there is going to show you that she is a really nice black phantom with all sorts of white markings. She's going to show you that she's got white tail lights here on her feet. She's got white underneath her front feet, a white goatee under her chin, and then on her chest. And we'll just see if she doesn't mind us picking her up. Hey, Pinky. Hello, Miss Pink. Hello, Miss Pink. It's not quite as easy to pick them up in one hand anymore now that they're getting a bit bigger. And Miss Pink has not quite made the 1 kilogram milestone yet. Miss Pink is 930 grams. Hi, beautiful. And now that she has her ear flipped back, you can see she has those coppery phantom markings on the inside of her ear as well. Really pretty little puppy. Look how shiny she is. Again, it's that raw diet that really gets that beautiful shine on their coats. And 930 grams means that she'll probably be up to 1 kilogram in the next couple of days. And as well, we can see that her nose just has a little bit of pink left on it, so it's almost all filled in now. And there we've got them waking up a little bit. You see they still totter and teeter a bit. Somebody peed, probably on me, which would be normal. But you can see what I mean. They don't go very far from the bed to do the peeing. And you can see Blue is even trying to engage Red in some play now. This is the sign that tells me that, oh, okay, I can put some toys in now. They're ready to be interacting with things. Silver Collar Boy is next. He's over here with his head hanging out of the bed. This is how our girl Peanut likes to sleep all the time. I always wonder how they don't get terrible headaches with their heads falling out of the bed like that, but it doesn't seem to bother them in the least. Hey, sleepyhead. Hi. Hi. Oh, just a big yawn. Hello, handsome. How are you? Hello. And you can see his nose is all filled in now. It's all black. He doesn't have any of the pink left. Just not a baby anymore, are you? And Mr. Silver is 1.2 kilograms. Hi, which I almost got a kiss there. They're getting to the point where they're going to start to be giving kisses soon, but not quite yet. We're getting pretty close though. And what we're doing there when we spend time like that or like this is the puppies scenting us. They're figuring out who is that, what is that smell, and then that's how they recognize who we are. We'll start exposing them to different smells as well because now they're ready to have that level of exposure. There you go. Let's put your foot off your sister. There you go. I see red and blue are still doing the very beginning basic puppy play here. See how they're chewing on each other and just, they're very slow still because they're not too coordinated. And last but not least, we have our little girl, our tiniest puppy in the litter, our little orange collar girl. Ah, pretty girl. She's got those pretty little waves on the front of her face. Her nose is pretty much filled in too, and she's giving me the more serious look, aren't you? And orange is 920 grams, so she's only 10 grams smaller than pink collar. Oh, so got a big yawn. There we go. Now I'm getting all the looks that I want. Yes. And one thing I really watch when I'm smiling at them is I try not to smile like this because showing your teeth to a dog is a sign of aggression. These guys are just babies. They haven't learned yet that humans do that and it's safe. So I try to remember to smile, but smile like this so that they don't see my teeth all the time. Hi, Joe. And do you have little kisses for me? This little girl is just the sweetest little thing. I really adore her. She's just so cute and gentle. So that's all the puppies, and that is our update. I'm so glad we could bring you this week's video. We've had a little bit of a scheduling hiccups in the last couple of days because we're missing our assistant Taylor, but we wanted to be sure that you could see your puppies and know what's going on and enjoy watching these first few moments of play. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. If you have time and you would like to help us out, then please just post a comment below. It really helps us out with our videos. And if you don't have time for that, a thumbs up is always great and much appreciated. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you for our week 4 update next week.